What's going on, Knuckleheads? GCam Gaming here with another Pokemon Unite video for you. And today, our character highlight, our Pokemon highlight, we're going to break down how to play Crustle in Pokemon Unite. So Crustle is a super interesting, I believe, 6th gen Pokemon, if I'm remembering correctly. I believe it was 6th gen, came out in the Kalos region. I actually used to run Crustle back in the day, really cool. Shell smashing Pokemon, meaning he can give up his big defenses to get strong and fast. And it actually looks like that's going to translate over into Pokemon Unite. So let's just get into it and talk about Crustle, and then we'll get into the moveset in a moment. So, the Kalos, there we go, Kalos, I knew it. The Kalos Crustacean is an interesting defender. It can be played in two completely different ways, right? So there's two different styles you can play Crustle. A slow tank or a speedy attacker. Now, I just want to throw that out there. This is a character that, hey, I can pick it and be the tank that my team needs me to be. But say like, oh, somebody else wants to take another tank, Snorlax, right? Well, I can switch over and also be a speedy attacker. So compared to other characters, this Gen 5 monster has a complicated moveset. So when we're talking about Crustle, I'm going to say this is probably a higher difficulty character to play. You probably should be a more skilled mobile player because it seems like it's going to be complicated. You can go one of two ways with it. So those wanting to play a fast version of the Mon with blistering attack should upgrade Rock Slide for Shell Smash. So you'll see, we'll go through the moves in a minute. The special converts its defense stat to boost its special attack and speed stats. Pairing this with X Scissor, which you get from updating Fury Cutter to X Scissor at level 6, it's a deadly combination. If you don't have enough Tankmon on your team, such as a Snorlax, so Sauce McGavin didn't show up to the party, right? We don't have him on Snorlax. Then you should go the other route instead and upgrade Rock Slide at level 4 for Rock Tomb, which creates a barrier. Trading in Fury Cutter for Stealth Rocks, which gives the Pokemon range as it attacks, deals damage over time to opponents tagged with it from a distance. So Stealth Rocks is probably going to be really cool in this game. Looks like it's going to be an infliction of damage over time, which anybody who knows me in League knows I like to play Teemo and knows that damage over time is definitely something I'm into. Regardless of which route you decide to choose with Crustle, its Unite move at level 9 gets it a tanky shield. Even so, if you decide to play the Gen 5 creature with speed, you'll at least still be able to launch that shield that also deals damage. So Crustle could be pretty devastating, honestly. And let's take a look at his attacks. So Special 1 starts off with a basic attack, right? A series of slashes with its claws. The third becomes boosted. Everybody has that. At level 4, you upgrade it to Rock Slide. A flurry of rocks drop down from the sky. Opponents hit in AoE are unable to move. So it's an AoE that, I guess, stuns opponents, which is great for a tank. You want your tanks to be doing crowd control. So that's pretty cool. I'm sensing a little bit of Leona vibes here with that. And then you have two choices at level 11, right? So you can go the defensive route and go with Rock Tomb. And Crustle splits the ground down the middle and makes a barrier. Opponents hit with the fissure take damage, right? So I'm assuming it's going to have a little barrier, like a fissure, and you'll see in the gameplay footage, that goes right across the middle, and opponents that are hit with it take damage. So it actually can be used to kind of peel for your teammates, but it could also be used to kind of deal a little bit of damage. And then Shell Smash. Crustle smashes its shell, I can't talk, and converts its stats to a boost in its special attack and its speed. So that's pretty cool, right? So it basically makes itself faster and stronger, so you can actually become a scorer and an attacker with your tank. This is a lot of versatility, right? Because you use this move and your team is now on the offense where, okay, we're going in, we have the advantage, let's go for the kill. Right? Or, hey, we gotta defend. Well, maybe I'll play a more defensive Crustle. And like by level 11, you're gonna pretty much know what Crustle your team needs. I think Crustle is gonna be a top tier character just because of the diversity that he brings. Special 2, we're starting off with Fury Cutter. Crustle uses its claw to land a fierce slash. Each succeeding hit increases in damage, right? So I guess every time you use it, it's going to just increase in damage, just like Fury Cutter in Pokemon. And then you can go one of 2 routes. You can go the Stealth Rock. Small rocks are thrown out. If hitting an enemy, rocks will appear overhead and deal damage over time to the area of effect. So I guess it like you tag someone and then there's also an area of effect around them that the Stealth Rock deals damage to. So it's not only going to deal damage to the enemy that you tag, it's going to deal damage to their allies that are close to them, which makes it very difficult for them to team fight. This is an awesome ability that I'm kind of leaning more towards a defensive Crustle, but it is nice to have those offensive options if your team needs it, right? If you're really loud. Say like your attacker isn't fed, right? But your Crustle is, well, maybe it's time for Crustle to switch over to attacker so your team has some damage. And then you have X-Scissor. This is for your more offensive Crustle. Crustle dashes forward and slashes with his claws in the shape of an X. Enemies hit will be shoved back. So, it's a dash, so it's a dive that also does knockback. Think Alistair from League of Legends, people, right? A dive that's going to do knockback. That's a really good move, and you could use it to knock enemies into your allies and stuff like that. Knockback is, again, it's something that skilled players use very well. If you're a novice player, you're probably not going to use this knockback very well. And then his Unite move. A shield is created, damaging opponents within range. So I guess it makes a big shield around him, and it's going to damage everyone around you. So if you have used Shell Smash, that's going to do a significant amount of damage. If you went the more defensive route, well, you're still getting that shield. Plus, even if you went the offensive route, your defense is at least now back to where it would have been with that shield. So my opinion is Crustle looks like a pretty complicated character to play, but albeit one that I am really excited to kind of dig my claws into, pun intended there. I think Crustle, I'm going to at least try Crustle out. I'm admittedly might not be skilled enough to handle a character this complicated, but we're going to see how that goes. And hey, with a little bit of practice, anybody can be good at anything. Well, that's pretty much all I got for you today, Knuckleheads. Please remember to smash that like button, hit that subscribe button, ding that little bell for some notifications, and as always, remember to knuckle up.
I'm telling you we got this far, 'cause the